Hi, Angiras here. In this video we'll discuss how to use customizer. So let's get started. So when you click on customize, it will take some time to load because it's quite heavy. The customizer will load. So this is used to customize this slider card. So let us begin from the very starting. The very first thing that you see is header background. This has a color input option. So when you go here, it will become crosshaired. And when you click on this, the color input UI will open. This is used to change the color of background or color of text. So let's say this is for header background. So when we click on this, we can change and we can scroll this slider to go for different colors. And you can customize it as per your own branding, right? Then there is this card close icon which you can change. So let's say with the red, the black will go. So I'll bring it to the black and you can change it to the whatever color you want. Then there is body background. You can use it to change the body background color, right? So yeah, so whatever color you want for the background. And then there is footer background. You can change it to change the footer color. So I'll revert back by clicking on discard. So if you want to go ahead with the changes that you have committed, you can click on save and it will save and retain the changes that you have made. So, but for my purposes, I'll click on discard. The next thing is cart radius. So this slider is used to change radius. This sliders that you see here, all the similar sliders, they are used to change radius. So what I mean by that is, so if we see this slider cart has rounded corners, right? This is rounded, this is rounded, this is rounded, this is rounded. So if I bring it back to 0, you can see that it becomes sharp edged, right? Because it has no roundedness at this state. So if I want to, I can adjust it to my desired output by sliding this slider, right? So similarly, this goes for checkout button. So if you see the checkout button, I can adjust the roundedness using this and I can make it sharp edged by bringing it back to the very start at 0 pixels. So again, you can change the continue shopping. So basically just play around with these settings and you'll get an idea of the things that you can change. Moving forward, we have this cart heading, which is this your cart, right? And you can change the text here. You can change the static fields. Some fields are static, which are not going to change for the cart and which are going to remain same, like your cart, like checkout button, continue shopping, the product not the product title. This is going to be dynamic. So let's say this is product title and you cannot edit this field because this is dynamic, because it will change for every product. But some things are going to be static, like product price also is going to be dynamic. You cannot, subtotal is like, but you can change continue shopping, you can change checkout button, get an idea. So let me demonstrate it quickly. If I will change it to my cart, you will see that it is reflected here. And also you can change the font weight. Right now it is at 700, which is bold font. So if I bring it back to say 200, it becomes lightweight. Then I can change the font size. If I increase it, you can see the font size is increasing. But I would recommend not going past 20 pixels. But then again, it's your own discretion, whatever size you want to go with. So moving forward, we have so see, under general, these settings apply for the general card, in which there is header, there is product title, there is checkout button, the footer, and then there are specialized settings which applies for the sections. Like this hyperlocal delivery section that you see, this will have its own settings. So if I click on this, the UI scrolls to the relevant settings. In this case, it is hyperlocal delivery because this is a hyperlocal delivery section. So I can change the background for this using the very same method, and I'll revert back, and you can change the, like, it's reads login to use hyperlocal delivery, so I can change it to login to use Dunzo delivery, or whatever text you wanted to read, right? And right now, see, we are on this screen, but this in return has this arrow, which is again used to access the settings. So let's say this screen has these settings, and this screen, the customer is going to this screen when they add a product to the cart. This is the very first screen that they are going to see, which is they need to log in order to proceed further. So after they have logged in, this is the second screen that they are going to see. And see, when I clicked on the second screen, even the settings changed. When I go to the third screen, the settings again changed. So the first screen, let me go back to the first screen. This is the user. The user sees this screen when they have to enter their email ID and password. Once they have entered the email ID and password, the next thing that they need to enter is the search for their delivery address. After they have searched for delivery address, it will be communicating and fetching the shipping rates. And after it has fetched the shipping rates, the third screen that it is going to see is this screen, which is where the shipping rates will be fetched, and you can click on this button to add the Dunzo product. So this screen has these particular settings relevant to it, right? So if I change this background, this will apply to this particular screen, right? And I can always click on discard. So just fiddle around with the settings and you'll get an idea of the things that you can change and you cannot. And by clicking on this arrow, you can access the different screens that this particular UI has. And then we come to the product recommendation section, which is turned off by default. And you can simply toggle this switch to the on state by turning it, by simply clicking on it. And it turns on and the relevant settings show. So here you will see that a new section popped up, and this is the product recommendation section. And this again has the similar settings, the settings that we have been seeing before. So you can change the header background. So I'll discard. So you can also change the font color. So you will see that font color is changing here. So so basically you can, this is this UI, we've been using it to change the design, the color scheme of the card, and nothing more, right? So I'll again revert back to the original color scheme, right? So this also turned off because this is turned off by default, and you can turn it on back again and just play around with the settings. And this again also has different screens, like this is the first screen, this is the second screen, this is the third screen, right? So these are the different screens that are relevant to this particular section only, and you can customize it using this customizer. And lastly, we come to the custom CSS. And this field is basically for programmers only. So only proceed if you are a programmer, or if you have programming knowledge of CSS, writing custom styling sheets, right? And otherwise, I would just recommend not to do anything with the settings, right? So if you have a programmer, you can do more advanced things which this current UI might not offer. So you can do all sort of fancy things using this particular input field, which is to write your own custom CSS rules. So with this, we come to the end of this video, and until next time, take good care, and we'll meet again. Thank you. Bye bye.